Welcome to the 13th Pan American Wushu Championship, sanctioned by the Pan American Wushu Federation, organized by the Brazilian Kung Fu Wushu Confederation, sponsored by CONFAI, Secretaria de Esportes do Distrito Federal e Governo do Distrito Federal.
Hi everyone, my name is Jade. I'm the mascot, and I'm here to welcome you to the 13th Pan American Wushu Championship.
More than 300 participants. Sanda, Taolu, and for the first time, categories for athletes with disabilities.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 13th Pan American Wushu Championship.
Let's salute the event's officials. Judges, please march in.
Introducing the members of the Jury of Appeals.
Thomas Chan,
Oscar Lightborn.
introducing the Taolu judges. Chief Referee Lu Xiaolin,
Head Judge Matthew Wong.
Judge 1 Willis Lab,
Judge 2 Maximilian Kobayashi.
Judge 3 Onar Rodarte,
Judge 4 Elisete Toledo.
Judge 5 Matthias Frolic,
Judge 6 Brandon Sugiyama.
Judge 7 Mateus Caetano,
Judge 8 Hannah Chow.
Judge 9 Flávia Crivelenti,
Judge 10 Jennifer Wang.
Judge 11 Wagner da Silva,
Routine Inspector Lin Lin.
introducing the Sanda judges.
Chief Referee Marcos Alves.
Head Judge Pablo Stanelli,
Judge 1 Nolette Webb.
Judge 2 Brian Knight,
Judge 4 Silvio Cato.
Judge 5 Roderick Cox,
Scoring Operator Karina Souza.
Timekeeper Aécio Dutra,
Judges, please be seated.
Starting our event today on Taolu platform. Category Girls Group C, Daoshu.
Well, good morning. We're here once again with the 13th Wushu Pan American Championships. I am Marcelo Eugenio and I'm here with
Jessica Shai.
How are you today?
I am doing well. I'm excited. It is our last full day of Taolu events here.
All of our athletes, they have been practicing this morning. We got here early. We saw them. They're very excited as well. They're ready to take the stage and give us a show. We are in for a treat, you guys.
Just so you know what we can look forward to today, we'll start off our morning sessions with some juniors events, starting with Group C weapons, followed by more juniors events, Group A, Group B, and in the evening we'll have our adult events performing long weapons.
Yesterday we did in the same order. We did the event in the same order, and it was such a huge celebration. We had some fierce competitions. Some of the events were not decided until the very, very last presentation.
Those were tight races.
Very tight races. I was hyperventilating for a couple of those.
We had a few flying things as well.
We did. How nervous were you when that happened?
I'm going to be honest, I think if it hit one of the judges in the face, I think there would be a huge pause in the competition and maybe the emergency room.
We would have and it flew over the judges' table. Thankfully, nothing happened. No one got hurt. It was just 1 second scare. And of course, our hearts break for the athlete because that cost him.
It cost him a lot. He had some piled on deductions there. Just a fun fact. Not only did he drop his weapon, he had to step out of bounds to get his weapon, which is another tagged on deduction. How crazy is that?
Yeah, he got both deductions. And at the time, we were kind of hoping for the judges to be a little lenient with him. Let's see if they're going to deduct that. Yes, they did. They did. And another fun fact is that with the kids, same thing. When the children took the carpet yesterday, I was asking Jessica if the judges would be a little bit more understanding with them. And no, they are just as tough with the little kids as they are with the adults, if not more.
If not more, they are seeing everything. They're catching everything. And these kids are no joke either. Our first kids will be 11 and under, so they'll be absolutely amazing.
One thing that is very inspiring to me is that how determined they are, focused, determined. They are here. I tell you, they're not here because anybody forced them. They're here early. They're here before the other people. They take the carpet, they practice, and they have their little game faces on.
They do. Very little.
Yeah, I know. They're small kids, but they are fierce. I love watching them practice and definitely showing their routines. Yeah, it's fun stuff. What are we looking at today? How are we going to start? Who's starting? Is it the girls, the boys? We have it on screen. Talk us through it, Jess.
So let me give you an idea first. The Group C kids 11 and under, they're only allowed to register and compete in a maximum of 2 events. One of which is the bare hand event, which we all saw them do yesterday. And today, each kid is allowed to select one other event. That means they get one other weapon to compete in. So we have a variety of broadsword, straight sword, staff, and spear. So you'll see yesterday's kids split up and mixed into these groups. And we'll be starting with the girls Group C broadsword today, this morning.
Nice. And so the kids 11 and under, they're not allowed to compete in all the events they want. They have to choose a couple.
Yes, that's correct.
All right. So they choose their best, and that's how they go. Or is there, like among the teams, is there like a conversation of, I know you like this weapon very much, but our friend here, he also likes this weapon very much. Can you go on that one? Is there anything like that? Is there any room for negotiation within the teams?
Ultimately, in the end, it comes down to the competitor to select the event they would like to compete in.
No, nice, nice. I like that. They get to choose their own weapon. And also, there's no problem that they compete in the same event.
Yes, no problem
Right?
at all. It's just a bigger playing field, more competitors, higher stakes. It's just going to be a little harder, that's all.
That's all.
Yes.
And that's what they're here for, anyways, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we had some teammates knocking each other off the podium yesterday. They were winning until the very last second until a teammate came on and took the podium from them, which is a little bittersweet because they're all rooting, cheering each other on, and then they have to share the podium.
Yes, sir.
All right, who we have there?
Our first competitor is Jasmine May. If I am correct, yesterday she was our first competitor of the day as well.
Yeah,
So let's see how she does.
likes the pressure of opening up our competitions.
Again,
Strong start.
Yeah, and again, these will be very, very technical performances. They're very basic fundamentals of wushu. Lots of stances, lots of basic usage of the sword, which you see translated into the harder routines done by the Group A kids and the adults. So these are the basic fundamentals, very technical form. That was Jasmine May from the USA. What a strong way to start off our competition.
It looked like she's setting the bar a little high for today.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd be concerned if I had to follow that act.
The kids will all be performing a compulsory routine. They will all be doing the same routine.
And what are they? Do they have to perform all of the same moves, the same difficulty, or are there less things that the judges are looking at for them?
The judges will be really, really pinpointing any technical deductions and looking at their overall performance. This is how their score will be calculated. And additionally, the routine is because it's compulsory, it's already created, and the kids have to follow it exactly to the dot.
They cannot add any quote-unquote creativity to it.
They can add a little bit of flair, a little bit of style, a little bit of rhythm to it, but the form has to be done the way it's made.
It's written, right?
It's written, yes.
8.320 for Jasmine May.
Next competitor, Audrey Zhao. Amelia Grinberg, Chancerelle, prepare.
Audrey Zhao is ready to take the carpet. Let's see what she has prepared for us.
So you see there, they need to wrap the back with their broadsword. That's a really basic movement, and she missed it right there. This is another wrap right here, so you'll wrap in both directions, and it's key that the broadsword is close to the back and touching.
Oh, so there will be a deduction there.
Possibly in the first one.
In the first one.
Basically, every single movement in these Group C forms is some sort of just fundamental of that weapon, of that discipline.
Beautiful. And one of the amazing things of watching, we get to watch this all day and see all the different age groups performing the routines, is that you see these moves everywhere. The adults performing it, and then you see a different level of execution. But this is building, the fact that the kids have to do it, it's building a foundation for them, right?
Yes, and you'll see the deductions we notice on the board that come up. These are for those very, very technical things we're talking about. Low stances, basic use of the broadsword. And you'll see even in the B group, in the A group,
Aldrin
all these
Zhao
elements
from
are
USA
included in
finds
those
score
difficult
8.593.
forms, but you still see people getting deductions on those.
We saw, yeah, you pointed it out
The
last
very
night.
basic things. Adults missing horse stance, not low enough, stuff like that. But these are basics that wushu athletes need to have in their arsenal.
Yeah, and gotta be really sharp. Practice them basically forever, right?
Yes, yes.
You see people practicing wushu their entire lives, and they're still practicing their balance, their low stance.
Yes.
It's amazing.
The foundations, like you see the creativity come about in the Group A kids and the adult forms, but this creativity is built on top of this foundation.
Yeah, you can never neglect the basics, the fundamentals.
Fundamentals.
All right, and we have all of our friends here on our live chat as well. I think it's time to say good morning. Let us know where you are watching the broadcast from. If you are in the States, if you are in Mexico, Chile, where else are you guys? I think we had a lot of Venezuelan friends as well. Paraguay was on yesterday. Let us know where you're watching us from. Say hello if you were here yesterday as well. Let's start this day with a bang, you guys. Where are my Brazilian friends at?
Bom dia.
There was a bom dia there? Look at Jess speaking Portuguese fluently
No
now.
big deal. I got into a car yesterday evening
Okay.
and said bom dia.
Bom dia, if you don't know, that's Portuguese for good morning. And as Jess went home last night, she said good morning.
Up next on the carpet, we have Melissa from Mexico.
Melissa from Mexico. She did perform yesterday as well. She's ready to start.
So you can see the movements they execute, the direction at which they move. You know, in the first section, they're going towards the left, and on the second section, they're going back towards the right. The direction of the routine is also compulsory.
And we did have an athlete yesterday that went to the opposite direction at one point, correct?
Yes. So that is an incorrect completion of the form. She seems to have maybe forgotten the form. The crowd is cheering her on. They're very supportive. You can see a U.S. coach on the side looking at her, trying to help her out as well. Competitions like these with so many countries and so many people, in the end, that sportsmanship, that community sense is really, really important. Overall, we are a sport altogether, and we're just trying to grow the community and be stronger together.
The reality is that we have some friendly rivalry, and it's awesome to see, but we are just a global family. We all share a passion that it's part of our lives.
Yeah, and once they step onto the stage, sometimes it is so nerve-wracking, especially for these youngins.
It definitely can be. You see experienced adults still getting the butterflies. Can you imagine being a child and stepping in front of all of these people and knowing that the whole world is watching? It's definitely nerve-wracking. We have 300 athletes representing 16 countries here. And another thing that happens is that if you are in the sport, you follow the competitions, it's very likely that you meet your idols. You see the people you admire, you see them performing live. That's also a big deal when you come to a big competition like this.
It's like seeing your favorite celebrity in real life.
I know, yeah.
So her form will not receive a score. It's considered she's considered did not complete. It's a not finished routine, so she'll receive no score for that.
And all of these setbacks, and we see them in competitions. We saw a few of them yesterday. They turned out to be great experience, great lessons.
Yes.
We learn a lot, and you see the older athletes, the more experienced athletes, also they can talk about that as well. How competing frequently, the experience will add up, and that helps you in the future. Violet Young from the US of A on the floor.
Strong finish from Violet Young from USA.
Good performance.
Really solid performance.
Solid performance, and she's still serious. Look at that. And as the morning advances, the
Final score,
stadium is filling up. 8.477.
USA.
So you'll notice the score has a score A and score B. Their judged score A is based off their technical movements and deductions. They start with a full 5, and then any deductions that the judges catch, they'll take them off. The B score is an overall performance score.
All right, now it's Letitia's turn. Letitia Fong from the United States as well. She was all smiles a few minutes ago, doing what she loves. Oh, I love that.
She executes the movements beautifully. All these little movements are all basics, and every single stance she's ending in or holding, these are all crucial stances. And she's just skipped a small portion of the form. That's why she had a small hesitation there. She skipped a movement and went on to the end. It was just one small movement, but she knows she missed something.
So that's why she was hesitating for a second.
Yes,
there.
just for a split second, but the judges will catch that because the judges are familiar with the form.
They know what they're looking at and
They
what
know
they're
what
looking
they're
for,
looking
right?
I hope she still comes out with high marks. She had an absolutely beautiful performance.
I was gonna say it felt like she was hitting everything.
Yes.
She was checking all the boxes, and she was performing it beautifully. Yesterday we did point out 8.330. She had a couple of deductions.
So she closes out that event, and luckily with a third place finish, you see those 70 deductions. Those were for getting the form or missing a movement.
Yeah, she still made podium, and now we'll start immediately. Go right along to the boys group C, and that's Dario.
We'll have within this group, we'll have our yesterday's silver medalist in Changquan competing here with 5 boys total.
Dario also competed yesterday. He's coming back to show us what he's got.
Especially in this form, you'll notice there are a lot of certain pauses they hit that resemble different parts of the form. For example, this empty stance he's about to execute right here. If you notice in the future forms, they do that move in different parts of the form. Sometimes in the middle, there's one in the beginning as well. And so under pressure, when you perform this movement, it's very easy to just skip over to the next one that feels similar.
And maybe that's what happened to Letitia right there.
Yeah, possibly.
One of the things we point out about these kids yesterday is that there's a way in which they move, and some of the kids, they move in a more mature way, meaning they don't move like little kids.
Yes.
They have very precise, firm movements.
I think that just comes with a very good understanding
Final
of what
score
they're
given
doing,
to
and
Daniel
just
Sepulveda
repetition, lots of
from
practice,
Chile.
and good coaching as well.
7.333.
Good coaching, so important.
Yes, very important.
7.333 for Dario from Chile.
All of those 5 deductions that you see, those are all stance-related deductions. There's many stances in these forms. They have horse stance, bow stance, drop stance, empty stance.
There was a couple of them I felt like it was a little too high.
Yes.
It was low enough.
And in those cases, his leg has to be horizontal to the ground.
Okay. There's that too. They have to pay attention to so many things.
Yes.
Maximus did amazing yesterday. Let's see what he has for us today.
I think he might have hit the floor there. I'm not sure with his sword. We see the way he's dropping into these stances, and he doesn't move up and down. There's no bounce. He literally just drops into these, bam, just like that. And that's part of that B score that we're looking at, that overall performance, that wushu capability, that strength throughout the form. And you see the way he holds his head high, his spirit, the way he's performing it. That's also looked at in the B score.
If he hit the floor there, I missed it. I didn't feel like he hit it.
I might have seen it incorrectly. We'll see.
Well, if I have to bet on a mistake, I'll bet on myself, okay? No, yeah, I was looking straight at him and I didn't see it. I felt like it was a snap, but not that it hit the floor. One thing we do know, these judges, if he hit the floor, they will see it.
Marcelo, do you think by now you're able to identify the stances that we talk about?
Probably. Now I'm nervous. Under pressure.
Under pressure.
Final score
8.660.
Full A score, so he did not hit the floor there. And that's a really beautiful score. You'll notice that there are some redded out scores in the B. They'll drop the highest score and the lowest score and take the middle 3 and average it for his B score.
Next competitor, Matthew Yumping Wong. Alexander He, prepare.
I think that's such a smart way to do it, to drop the highest and the lowest and stick with the average. It's
For sure, especially with a subjective score like that, it kind of makes it a little bit more fair.
yeah.
Yes.
Matthew Yump is on the floor. That's a horse stance.
Yes. This one? So this one right here will be an empty stance. All the weight is on that back leg. He's gonna come into a drop stance here. That's a drop stance. One more right here.
What about the time? How long are these supposed to be? Do they have a time limit?
The Group C kids have no time limit in competing their forms.
To Matthew Yungbin Wang from USA. Final score 8.480.
8.480. So Matthew's in second place. But we still have a couple of athletes.
Competitor Alexander Hung. Eric Gunawan, prepare.
The only time in junior events where the time limit is required is in Tai Chi and when we look at Group A events.
And for Group A is a minute and 20 seconds,
Yes,
right?
a minute and 20 seconds, same as the adults.
Beautiful.
Alex took home a silver in Changchun yesterday. The excellent athlete, all of them are. That was Alexander He from the USA. He's going to wait for his score now. That was a
Very
solid
strong performance.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if he snatches it.
Final score.
We do have
given to
deductions there.
Alexander Heath
A couple of
from
deductions.
United
What's that
States.
53 deduction,
That
That
Jess?
53 will be a
410.
stance deduction. The 53 specifically will be the drop stance. So there's a few in there and he got hit there.
Eric did a very good job yesterday. He's taking the floor now.
He's so small, but there's so much intensity there. You can see it in his face, in his execution of movements. Slightly in there. Nice save.
I think it was him yesterday that I noticed how low his stances could be.
Yeah.
How long he can make it. Even though he's a small guy, he can make the movements and his stance is very low, very long. It was beautiful to watch.
Yes, these kids not only train
Look at
strength,
that.
but they train their flexibility.
Again.
Super strong finish. You see the intensity on his face throughout the entire performance.
Yeah, he finished just as strong as he started. And that's one of the things. You can hit all the boxes, you can check all the boxes, you can hit everything you need to hit, do everything quote unquote correct, but there's a way to do everything. and that's where athletes excel as well. Not only doing it correctly, but adding their own style to it.
Yes, and you could definitely see that in his performance, his
Yeah.
Final
intensity.
score to
Very
Eric
unique. Full
Gunawan
score right
from
there.
United States.
8.476.
You can see even at the end where he slowed down his
Next,
form,
girls
added
group
that
C,
suspense in, and snapped his
Jianshu.
head at the last moment like that. All of those things are flavor added in. Those are our
Yeah.
final standings for Group
Look at how
C
close those guys
boys.
were.
Next competitor, Linda.
So we're changing the weapon now?
Yes, we're switching over to straight sword. You'll notice different fundamentals and different weapon techniques utilized here. We have the girls first.
What should we be looking for in this one?
Again, all of those stances, and then there are a few things related to the weapon in terms of the usage. We are looking for vertical circles, and another detail is that that left hand they have there, those are the straight sword fingers, and they have to be together and clean.
Linda, she did perform yesterday. Now she came in with another strong performance. Let's see what the judges give her. She seems happy and tired.
She seems
Which-
very happy.
Yeah, which tells us how much effort she put into it.
Just to look at her posture, even while she's staying there, she's maintaining her composure, still on. So you see in her right hand, she has those straight sword fingers that we were talking about earlier. Those are actually recently, before there were no deductions for that, and now they have added a new category for deductions. So with those sword fingers we were talking about, the middle finger and the first finger need to be kept straight and
To
together.
Linda
The thumb
Carlos
pressing on the
Zamora
ring
Gonzalez from
finger,
Mexico.
and the little
Final
finger.
score 7.406.
7.406.
Quite a few stance deductions there.
Next competitor, Sarah Rivera Bruno.
Let's see how the rest of this group fares. We have Sarah from Chile. Are there any Chile fans in the chat right now?
Where are my Chile fans at, you guys? Show your support.
Here's an example of a vertical. There we go. We want to stay in that vertical plane with the sword. Here we go, another vertical. They're all in the same vertical plane as she's moving in that direction. So we're really looking for it with straight sword.
And I love the way you describe the vertical circles. If they practice in a hallway, they will not hit the sidewalls.
Exactly. Let's imagine it like that. When we're looking at it from the front, you can't quite tell, but that's a really built-in skill that they have to practice. Just getting it all in that one singular plane. Smooth flowing movements too.
Let's see what Sarah is going to get. 7.560 for Sara Bruno from Chile.
7.560.
Next competitor, Sabrina Ding.
That puts her in first place. Sabrina Ding from the USA. Starts off with really quick, strong movements. She's done that vertical. Vertical right here.
Nice.
You can see the distinct characteristics of how the broadsword is used and how the straight sword is used.
Good job, Sabrina. Let's see what the judges think of it.
The kids performing these juniors Group C forms these days are incredible. It's incredible to see the evolution of these forms and how brilliantly they execute them now. The first time juniors was included in Wushu was 2006. That was the first time there were junior team trials and the first time there was a junior world championship.
Aaron from Bermuda.
Hitting these low stances. Another good one right there.
Solid, just like yesterday.
Yes, very much so. Erin is our last competitor in this event. Let's see if her score gets her up there on the podium.
8.250.
Would you look
That
at
lands
that?
her a second place.
8.250.
Erin is bringing home some silver.
Ooh, and she's happy about
Our
it.
next
She
category
is. How she fist bump her
Boys
coach.
Group C of Jianshu.
We're moving into the boys division of the same discipline. So the boys will be performing the same weapon and the same routine that the girls just did.
Same weapon, same routine, and it's amazing to see how they're, even though they're doing the same thing, the boys and the girls, they perform it differently.
Yes, for sure. The girls tend to add a certain grace, a certain artistry to the forms. The boys also do, but they also have a certain athleticism
That
from them
is
as
added
well.
there, right?
Yeah.
Joaquin, yesterday, he felt a little nervous during his performance. Today, I don't know how he's doing.
So
with
he
it.
might also be a little nervous.
I think even more nervous
You can
today.
see he's frustrated. He did not
He
finish his form.
is very upset. He forgot his. It looks like he forgot his routine.
Yeah, so he just stopped after the second section, bowed, and walked off. So that will be considered a did not complete. And he did not feel very happy about that.
He is very upset as his coach is trying to comfort him right there, but they just walked out. He did feel a little nervous, and as I was talking about it, he walked off.
So in that case, we're jumping on to our next competitor, Argentina. I noticed some Argentina flags in the chat earlier.
Oh yeah.
Here's your athlete.
Nice. We have Griselda and Patricia watching Genaro perform. Here they're cheering their Argentinian athlete. Rocio as well. They're all rooting for him. As they were yesterday too. Nice.
And he's happy about it. Look at that
He's
huge
super-
smile.
He is having so much fun doing it. I feel like there was a little extra hop in one of his moves there, but he's happy. Look at. I love how they close in on, they zoom in on his face and show his beautiful smile. That's what it's all about. It is priceless
Look
to
at
do
him
what you
there.
love.
He feels a sense of relief. He carries himself like a little man.
I
Final
know.
score
Yeah.
given to Renato
7.630.
Argentina.
See a few 52s there. 52 are also stance deductions, and 52s are regarding his empty stances. Those are definitely really hard stances to hit. Our next competitor from Bolivia. We have a really good mix of boys here in this event. Got some athletes from Mexico, Argentina, Bolivia, and the US. This is a good mix of athletes. We like to see that.
How many athletes from the US in this one?
This one, I think we have 3 athletes from the US.
And then 2 from Bolivia.
2 from Bolivia, 2 from Mexico, and 1 from Argentina. So it's pretty spread out.
Pretty spread out. Yeah, I like that.
Hitting some nice stances here. Those are empty stances. They'll need to be low at the horizontal. He's coming into his last section. That was a nice stance right there.
And Jess, tell us what is this screaming all about? Can you guys hear the screaming on the broadcast here?
Hey, I love to see it. I love to hear it. It's on the other side of our arena. We have the Sanda bouts starting this morning. I believe today they will be going through a series of fights and their final fights. So if you want to catch that, head over to the YouTube channel. I believe it's CBKW. Yes, and look for the Sanda live stream. They have a morning session and an evening session.
Final score 7.726.
We have finals and semifinals for them today, or just finals?
I believe it's both.
Both finals and semis. But here on our side, we have now Darko from Bolivia. Love the black and silver silks right there. I think we pointed that out yesterday. Very classy. Darko keeping it classy.
Keeping it classy. All the way to the black shoes.
I know.
There's a slight bobble there.
Beautiful.
Nice performance. Noticed a few stances. Judges are really, really technical, catching everything. I have a feeling they'll see some of those stances.
And that pushes the athletes as well. It's not at the time when it happens. We do feel for them when they get a deduction for something they didn't hit, but that pushes them to be better.
Yes, very much so.
Get back to the drawing board. They work on their positions and they come back better and better.
Yeah.
7.203 for Darko from Bolivia.
Score 7.203.
He's cheering, he's happy.
Hey, nice strong high five there and a hug, fellow athlete.
Yeah,
We love to see that.
yeah, that's $1 million picture right there.
So his Bolivia teammate just came up and gave him the biggest hug.
Sometimes you see these athletes, they're celebrating when they get their score and they're not on the podium, they didn't win the competition, but they're celebrating. There are many reasons why they do that. One of them is that sometimes that's a personal best. They actually get the best score they ever got.
Yes.
You know, and that is a reason for celebration. It means you're getting better. It means you're going places. Because
Yes.
that's what it's all about.
It is, and it's definitely a battle with yourself, beating yourself. Even though this is a competition, every time you come back, you beat your own score, your previous performance.
And that shows you're getting better and better and better. And if you keep doing that, the podium will be a consequence. Balance not quite on point right there.
Good catch right there.
Might have been a little shorter than 2 seconds as well.
And you see a slight difference in athletes. We see him sinking into certain stances or moving around a little bit. We really want them to stick those things, stick those movements, stick those stances when they get into them.
I love your advice. If I were ever a coach, I would do the same thing because it is hard to count seconds when you're pumped up with adrenaline, you're in there, your heartbeat is high, you perceive time differently.
Yes, this is true.
And then it's 2 seconds. You feel like you hit the 2 seconds and then you did less than one.
Yeah.
Right? But your advice is do it for 4 seconds.
Do it for 4 seconds. Show the judges that you have it. Leave no room for question.
Flex a little bit. Show off a little bit. That leaves no room for doubt.
Yes.
You know you did it. You know you did it. You try for 4. There's no way you're not going to hit at least 2. So that's great advice. And it's so true. You perceive time differently when you're full of adrenaline. You know, how many of us have been in situations where it felt like an hour and it was really like 1 minute?
Yes. Yeah.
You know,
Time flies.
it's like I've been here forever, you know, and it's 1 minute because you're nervous, because blood is flowing, there's a million things going through your head.
Ethan Yip right now from the U.S. on the carpet. Strong movements. He demonstrates he knows how to utilize his weapon. strong performance. Ethan Yip from the USA.
Yeah, he's a pretty solid athlete. He did the same yesterday.
Yes, he definitely showed up both days.
Final score given to Ethan.
Wow,
Yip from
clear
United
ace for all
States.
5 points.
8.670 for Ethan.
That's a huge score.
Next competitor, Evan Zhuang. Aaron He, prepare.
Another athlete from the US. This is Evan Zhuang on the carpet. Nice low stances throughout the first section. Straight sword really utilize the wrist in a lot of movements. You can notice that here. Another really clean performance here. Super strong. That's Evan Zhuang from the USA.
And he definitely got the approval of his teammates and the crowd here behind us.
Yeah, we can hear it here in the booth.
To Evan Zhuang from USA. Final score
8.563. That does put him on second place.
Next competitor, Aaron He.
And this is our final competitor in this event, Aaron from the USA, also closing out. Let's see if he can score high enough to put him on the podium. Nice low stances. He has a different rhythm to his form. His approach is much faster. Beautiful performance from Aaron.
Aaron from the United States.
Yes. Aaron, I believe, has a brother who just competed earlier in the boys' broadsword group. So hopefully they can both take home medals this competition.
To Aaron He from the United States. Final
Wow,
score
and would you look at that?
623.
8.623. Those scores are hard to beat.
They are. He closes out that event and he lands himself a silver medal. Final 1, 2, 3 is USA, Ethan, Aaron, and then
And
Evan.
also so close to Ethan.
Yeah,
That was a
so
tight,
close.
tight race. Now for the next weapon, we have 4 athletes from the U.S. and 1 girl, Almendra from Chile. We start with Addison right now.
Yes, Addison took home a silver yesterday in the girls' Hongquan event. Oh, a correction. There's actually one more competitor before. It's Valeria from Venezuela. She will start off this event for us. So we have 1 from Venezuela, 4 from US, and 1 from Chile. This will be a good competition. Valeria takes the carpet super strong.
Valeria
Super
is another,
strong.
yeah, she's another example of performing it her own way. She chose kind of a different pace.
Yes, a different pace. She has really strong movements throughout so far. Very, very stable.
Yeah.
Similar to straight sword, we're looking for the staff to be close to the body, and we want those vertical flowers to stay in the horizontal plane, the same plane.
She left it all on the carpet. The longest minute of her life,
Yes.
waiting for the score.
Just anxiety ridden.
But you can see it in her eyes. She's like Valeria Dudamel from Venezuela.
To Valeria Dudamel from Venezuela.
8.120 for Valeria
8.120.
from Venezuela.
So Addison Lamb from the U.S. is up next. She took home a second place yesterday in the Hongquan event.
So now we have Addison. Let's see what she's got.
Nice low stances throughout. Demonstration that she knows how to utilize the staff. That might have been an extra step. Not sure if the judges would catch that. Solid performance. Coach is happy behind her.
Yeah, that's got to be a good sign when you look at your coach, you finish, and the coach
Yeah.
is happy. It's always got to be a good sign.
I think
And-
the coach's face actually says it all.
Yeah, and it takes a little finesse as well because you are building an adult.
Yes.
She's not quite there yet, but the relationship with the coach and how they react, even with fails, with fail, 8.553.
To Edison Lam from USA.
The way you react, the coach reacts to failures with their kids, their athletes. That's going to make a difference in building them up as well. So when they look at their coaches, they're looking for that reassurance, and it's there. It's a beautiful thing to see.
Yes, that's very true.
Alessandra Schwartz.
Clean, fiery performance from Alessandra.
Alessandra did a great job out there. I don't know if this is her specialty, but as you see over the 3 days we've been here, you see athletes coming in more and more. For 8.613.
Wow, solid score, knocks out for first. So we have
Yeah, she snatched it. First place right there. And at 8.6, 8.6 is a tough score to beat. But as the competition advances, you see these athletes, sometimes they were more nervous on the first day, but now they're more
Yes.
like into themselves. They're more confident and more concentrated, focused. It's a beautiful thing to see.
definitely that first day really is getting those nerves out. It's such a new environment. It's a new venue, a new playing field. It's just scary.
Now they've been in Brazil for a few days, competed already a little bit, and now they're way more confident. I like to see that.
Here we want to look for vertical circles. Beautiful job of that. She stayed in that vertical plane the whole time. Good morning, Christoph.
Good morning.
That was Almendra from Chile.
She did what she came here to do.
This event is still, there's still two really strong competitors coming up. Like we said yesterday, these events aren't over till they're over.
Yep. I believe Colette, did she take? I think she medaled yesterday.
I believe
think
Colette
she-
medaled yesterday. I'm not sure
She's
which
on
one,
the
but she
podium.
did really, really well.
Yeah. Definitely Chloe. Let's see. 7.660. She had a few deductions there for a score.
7.660.
Next competitor, Colette Cook. Chloe Trump, prepare.
Colette is definitely one of the younger ones in this age group.
I love watching this girl perform.
She has so much intensity throughout her form. It's so fiery. Slight bobble there. Solid stance. This vertical plane right there, those vertical flowers keeping it close to the body.
Whoa! Technique, precision. Can you imagine now, fast forward 18 years from now, 15 years from now, this girl in her early 20s, been doing wushu throughout her teens.
All these fundamentals, all these basics, she is going to be a solid, solid athlete.
It is already a treat to watch her performing, but you add 15 years of experience to what she's doing now, you have basically a magician.
Look at her face while she waits for that score.
Yeah, this
She
is not
wants it.
child's play for her.
Goal line
8.516.
Final score 8.516.
We have a new member of the podium.
Show the full A score there. I think I definitely caught a slight bobble there, but I guess the judges didn't see it.
She is
Competitor Chloe Trump.
there. Let's see what Chloe's got. For a second, I thought Chloe had dyed her hair.
Chloe's our last competitor in this event. Let's see how she does. Chloe feels very light on her feet. You'll see some kids take the approach of very grounded, very solid stances. You can hear them land. She has a very, very strong form, and she feels very light, very airy.
A little tap there. How do you feel about this performance?
That was a really, really solid performance. I like this one a lot as well.
Let's see if the judges agree with you. I don't think we had many disagreements with the judges yesterday. Not too many surprises, I think.
Not too many surprises. The judging was pretty good and very consistent.
Very consistent, right?
To Chloe Trump.
8.590.
8.590.
Earning her a silver medal for the day. Alessandra, Chloe, and Edison on the podium. But again, tight race. 3.
Next category. Boys
Moving into the
Group
boys
C.
now.
Yeah.
Marcelo, do you think that with the same forms you see over and over again, do you prefer watching the girls do it or the boys do it?
There are things I like about both of them, and I think you pointed out correctly when you said that the girls had a little bit of grace to the movements.
Yes,
A
the artistry
more
is different.
Yeah, a more artistic approach or elements, I guess.
Yes, for sure.
And the boys show a little bit more, or more frequently, I guess. They're more aggressive.
Yes, that's the word I was
Some
going
of
to
the
use.
words I was looking for.
There's like a slight aggression that comes out, that
That-
fiery, but just like, it seems darker almost, just scary.
Yeah. And I think it's beautiful when both get combined. You see a little bit of both in the performance. But there are
Yeah.
elements I appreciate about both of them. I don't know. Like if I'm watching the boys, I might say I prefer the boys, and then Chloe comes in, and I'm like I prefer the girls. So I don't know.
It's hard. It's hard to pick. They
I
both
think-
have their own unique styles.
Yeah, thoroughly enjoyable.
This was a really solid performance from Brazil athlete. How do you pronounce his name, Marcelo?
Jonathan.
Oh,
Jonathan Jesus dos Santos.
thank you.
And you can see that the T-A-N, there's no T-H. Jonathan, it's just T-A.
So you pronounce your J.
Yeah. Jonathan.
Jessica.
Jonathan Jesus. Jessica, nice to meet you. Jessica. And you see the age right there, right after the J. Not the traditional spelling.
I like that spelling.
Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna make my name like that too.
Make it original. Make it original. Yeah, add a silent H. And then Jess. 8.446.
Wow, that is a
Jonathan
big score.
starting strong for Brazil here. Full score right there. No deductions at all. The Sanda crowd going nuts over there.
Next competitor, Jianshu.
I think it's one of the finals, Brazil and United States. But here on our side, we have Julian ready to go.
Clean performance from Julian.
Feels like he hit everything. Very technical. Let's go, Julian. Still looking at things over there. Getting Julian's score ready. Scorecards will come up in just a second. 8.530.
Wow.
He was able to edge out the Brazilian athlete, Jonathan, for a little bit. But it's not over until it's over.
So in the cases where there are full fives, that score just comes down to that B score. That B score looking at overall performance.
We have Lucas Dong right now.
Next competitor.
Lucas took home a gold medal in Changchun yesterday. He's also competed at the world level, so we'll expect great things from him here. Super strong, you can feel it, you can hear it.
The thump. Nice.
There's a lot of control here. Super strong landing again. Solid performance from Lucas. I'm noticing that the last athlete in this group from Mexico dropped out. There's only 3 boys in here, and Lucas will close out this event.
Sad to see. Now, as we are looking we're looking at the chat here for a live stream. We gotta. It scared us a little bit when someone said Julian strayed, and we're wondering what that meant. How did he stray? He's delivering such a beautiful performance that just earned him an 8.563. We're looking at his performance. He is delivering a beautiful one, and then someone says he strayed. We're wondering what that happened and what happened, and then we notice it was probably an autocorrect. What was meant is that Julian slayed. Slay is the word.
We're moving into our spear event. This is going to be the last weapon in the junior group C events. So we'll have the girls first and then the boys. Again, they're all performing the same routine. It's a compulsory routine.
Melina is up.
Here we're looking for basic spear techniques. A demonstration of, you see that movement they keep repeating, it's Lanata, that right there.
It's a stabbing movement.
Yeah, it's a parry and stabbing movement. Let me use the. Oh, they call it a blocking. We call it a blocking. It's a inward blocking, outward blocking, and a spear thrust. That's a very technical movement in spear.
Spear thrust.
Beautiful low stances throughout. Very, very solid performance. We have a question here from Alex Tran. Hello, Alex. C group kids for Pan American Championships can only select a additional weapon form aside from their competing in their Tongchuan form.
Interesting. A lot of traditional schools have incorporated these 32 movement routines into their curriculums.
Final score 8.6.
Wow, full A score, all 5.
To the athlete Malina Nguyen from USA.
8.64 for Melina.
Solid performance. And again, an 8.6 is a hard score to beat. We did have a couple of the events last night, and especially one of the events last night where a few athletes broke the 9 barrier.
Yes, that was super impressive. We haven't had many 9s this competition.
Yeah, and Sengao brought it all the way up to like 9.530,
Something like
I
that.
think. It was something like that, like mid-9s.
Right now we have Alice Zhu from the USA. Alice took home gold yesterday in girls Tongchuan.
She's looking for gold again.
She's delivering a really strong performance right now. Nice flat stances throughout. Solid performance. This form is especially hard. It takes a lot of core, it takes a lot of basic technique, a lot of leg strength, a lot of flexibility. It's a difficult one.
Definitely a strong performance, but the question is, was that enough to earn her the first place?
They both did so well. I think it's going to be a tight competition. There's only the 2 of them in this event.
Yeah, and this is just one of those cases where not being in first place has nothing to do with losing. They both did
Final
such a
score
great
equal
job,
to
and it
Alex
was
Wu
enough.
from
Wow.
USA,
8.686.
8.686.
A very, very high score, a very solid score. They both have an 8.6.
Next
So
category.
she just edges her out.
Boys.
Yeah.
Group C.
Barely, just
Jianshu.
so close. They did such a great job. I feel like there are no losers here.
Moving over to the boys now. Again, we talked about the boys add a little something to these forms, so I'm
know.
excited, especially in spear. They'll be doing the same form as the girls.
Then we have Dennis. His brother just competed a few moments ago.
Yes, and Dennis took home a third place bronze medal yesterday in Changchun.
Unique experience competing against your own brother.
For sure. He said he doesn't love it. He said it's cool, but he doesn't love that feeling. Solid so far. Low stances.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. That takes a lot of strength to complete. Strong finish here.
Yeah.
That low empty stance. A solid performance.
What about this spear? The demonstration spear. How sharp is it, and is there any danger of an accident?
With all the wushu weapons, they're not exactly sharp on touch. However, all of them, if used incorrectly or at a high speed and used incorrectly, they can hurt someone. Or if you're standing in the way, or if you accidentally get hit by it. The swords, if you ever get your hands on one, they're flimsy swords. They're not made from any real sharp item, but when you're going at a super fast speed, and if your technique is incorrect, you will cut yourself.
Can give you a headache. Well, thank you. Axel is next. It is important to know these things because that does add responsibility. These are weapons and kids, and it's important to teach them that there's a certain way to carry themselves. This is not a toy.
It's not a toy, yes. And you can see, like, when you do hit your body with the sword or the spear or staff,
It's not fun.
It demonstrates that you didn't use it correctly.
And that's a deduction as well,
It is
right?
a deduction, yes.
So you get a bump in your head and or cut and the deduction.
And a deduction. It's a 2-for-1.
It's a twofer.
Got some good low stances here.
We have a question here from Christoph on our chat.
Are all you
Beautiful.
athletes using the composite spears? I will say I feel like I've seen one or two of the older ones being used. This one, for example, possibly. My eyes aren't very good, but I think I see a slight bend in his spear. So I think not 100% all athletes.
Beautiful. It was a beautiful performance. He chose to do it at a slower pace.
Yes.
I felt like sometimes he was a little bit higher than he should have been, but we'll see what the experts have to say. That's Axel from Mexico. He gets a 7.713. Has a couple of 50 deductions right there for his score.
Next competitor, Elijah Ambrose, Ethan Chen. Prepare.
Elijah from the US getting ready to perform. And there he goes.
Wow, super, super strong opening. Very, very fast approach. You can see the aggression in there.
He's the third athlete in this event. And that's the aggression we were just talking about.
Wow, very strong. Empty stance, always needs to be horizontal to the ground. Really, really clean performance.
Elijah Ambrose from the United States. And we have twins in the competition. We have a comment here from Evelyn Santos. We have twins in the competitions. You're rooting for them.
Is it the Group B boys? I remember we saw them yesterday.
Oh, I remember that.
We had to, Marcelo and I both had to do a double take there.
Like, what's happening? Why did he change so fast?
You're only allowed to compete in one long weapon event.
Yeah, true. As a father of triplets myself, I have a soft spot for multiples. I see the twins. I immediately was rooting for them.
Clean score there. He has a few deductions. That 78 is that. Was it 78? I don't want to comment on it unless I'm sure.
Good. Ethan is on the floor, starting his performance right there. Let's see it.
Ethan Che from the USA.
Another solid performance. Another example of those little guys so young and at the same time experienced. Keeps his emotions in check. Doesn't show any signs of being nervous.
Alex, thank you in the chat. I just rewatched the video. I think I looked away for a second there. But Elijah earlier definitely did step out of bounds. That's that 78 deduction we saw. And that's the final standing there. That's Dennis Dong first, Ethan and Elijah in third.
And Dennis brings
Next
another gold
category,
home.
We are happy to bring juniors, girls, disabled bare hands.
We're moving on to our disabled events today. If you were with us yesterday, you saw that we
Next
had the
competitor,
male
Tabata Cristina de
disabled
Silva
bare
Souza.
hand and male disabled weapon. This is the first time these will be an event in the Pan American Championships. It's an effort to support inclusion and accessibility. We have our first competitor right now.
Tabata.
Yes.
Tabata Cristina da Silva Souza. Very Brazilian name.
I leave the Brazilian names to Marcelo to say so that they're correctly pronounced.
And da Silva is the #1 most popular name, most common Brazilian last name. Whoa.
Another one. Takes a lot of coordination. Yell technique there.
Vocal articulation there.
Included jumps. And that's her form right there.
Beautifully done. Beautifully done. Congratulations, Tabata.
Final score given to Tabata Cristina da Souza from Brazil, 8.163.
Next category on the platform, women's disabled
So
bare
that was
hands.
the junior girls disabled bare hand, and now we're moving into the women's disabled bare hand.
Another typical Brazilian last name, Kimberly da Silva Lima Lopes.
Kimberly is blind, and she'll be performing her bare hand routine here. If you caught our opening ceremony, she was also performing there as well with her weapon.
Did a beautiful job.
She did do a beautiful job. So they want her to pause for a moment. I think the noise maybe will contribute.
Okay, they're gonna reset.
They're gonna reset her, yeah. Okay, so my understanding is that her audio cues are very important. So we have reset her so she can restart the form.
Maybe a little nervous there.
Yeah, these forms take a lot of body control, a lot of core strength.
Because during the opening ceremony, I don't remember her wobbling at all.
kicks were spot on. With the kicks, you actually really have to make contact with your hand and have that slapping sound.
She did it perfectly.
It was a really good
Nice.
performance.
It was category Women's Disabled Bare Hands.
You can see her breathing, waiting for her score too. These
Uh-huh.
forms aren't easy.
Not at all.
Final score given to Kimberly da Silva Lima Lopez from
8.516.
8.516.
A little bit more background for these
Next
events
category.
with disabilities.
Junior
They've
Girls
had these
Disabled
in
Weapon.
They're Brazilian nationals since 2016, and the Brazilian Kung Fu Wushu Federation has always had a wish to include it in the Pan American Games. So now that it's at home this time, they have
Next
the opportunity
competitor,
to try it for
Fernando
the first
Silva.
time, and they have the athletes here to compete in these events. Moving into junior girls weapon.
Correction. Next competitor, Tabata Cristina da Silva Souza.
So Tabata took a quick break and came back, and now she's doing her short weapon routine.
And then Kimberly's gonna come back for the weapon as well. Tabata Cristina already in midway here.
And she's adjusting by using her broadsword in her left hand.
Left hand.
Applying broadsword basics here.
And that was Tabata Cristina. Congratulations on a job well done.
I don't know since when.
Final score to Tabata Cristina da Silva Souza from Brazil, 8.140.
Our next category, Women's Disabled Weapon. We kindly ask for the audience to be quiet for this category.
So now we have just asked the audience to remain silent as much as possible so that Kimberly can hear her audio cues. Pretty respectful crowd right here. Even the Sanda crowd. That's amazing. All right, Kimberly ready to take the stage with her weapon.
That's her completed routine. It's pretty incredible. So her guy is coming on so she can take off the carpet.
Inspiring.
And we appreciate the crowd staying quiet during her performance. She really needs those audio cues.
A great show of that martial arts spirit.
To Kimberly da Silva Lima Lopes from Brazil. Final score 8.430.
8.430 for Kimberly.
And following for our next category, it's men's disabled duelian.
All right, now moving on to the men's disabled weapon.
So dueling is basically choreographed sparring. It's a pre-choreographed routine where they mimic sparring movements. Generally, dueling is judged with an A group score and a B group score, similar to how we were looking at the junior competitions.
A spear against a sword. Is that what we're looking
A
at?
spear against a sword, yes.
Isn't that unfair?
Don't worry, they each will take care of their own part. There's a lot of coordination that
Right.
needs to go into creating a dueling choreographed routine. A lot of coordination and a lot of timing and teamwork.
Looks like it's not easy to memorize at all either.
No, not at all. And one wrong move and someone's head is gone.
True. Yeah, you don't want to mess up the choreography on when you have two weapons going at each other.
Final score given to the pair Fábio Fabi Moreira and João Roberto Moreira.
8.486.
8.486.
Fábio Fabi Moreira. Good, very enjoyable. Good choreography there. Beautiful to see. Fábio is definitely happy. He did compete last night.
They're going straight into the athletes. Okay, that concludes our first chunk of the morning session, and we're going to go straight into our second chunk with the Group A short weapon for
And now
Taiji
we are
Chuan. Oh, sorry,
going
my apologies.
for a
The
short
Group
break.
A bare hand. This will include Taiji Chuan and Tong
In
Chuan
a
and
few
Nan Chuan.
moments, we are getting back for the next categories.